Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived with her mother and grandmother. They called her Little Red Riding Hood because she never took off her red cap. One day, her mother gave her a basket full of food and told her to take it to her grandmother. "But be careful," her mother said. "When you go through the forest, stay on the path and don't talk to anyone." Little Red Riding Hood nodded cheerfully and took her basket and set off. The forest was big and shady. Birds chirped and trees rustled in the wind. In the middle of the path, a wolf appeared, tall and sly-looking. Little Red Riding Hood was not frightened because the wolf was smiling kindly at her. "Where are you going, little girl?" the wolf asked in a sweet voice. "My grandmother is sick and I am taking her food," replied Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf smiled. "Then why do you linger on the road? Don't you want to pick these flowers?" Little Red Riding Hood was happy to see the flowers and obeyed the wolf and left the road. Meanwhile, the wolf had a cunning plan. While Little Red Riding Hood was picking flowers, he ran quickly to Grandma's house. She knocked on the door. The old woman opened the door, thinking it was her granddaughter, but the wolf suddenly jumped in and swallowed her. Then she put on the grandmother's nightgown and hat and lay down on the bed. Some time later, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the house with flowers. She opened the door slightly and went inside, but there was something strange. Her grandmother's voice was thicker and her face looked different. "Grandma, why are your ears so big?" "To hear you better." "Why are your eyes so big?" "To see you better." "Why are your teeth so sharp?" "So I can eat you better." And suddenly the wolf pounced on him. Just then, a hunter wandering in the forest heard strange noises coming from the house. He went inside, saw the terrible scene, and quickly raised his rifle. He caught the wolf, and, realizing that Grandma was still alive, he saved her. Her grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood hugged each other tightly. From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood never disobeyed her mother and never strayed from the path in the forest.
This year for Christmas